Estongo Seminole. Jeremy Foltz, Chahoja Fukudos, Mon Mojaneta Hadamneta Hilos and Pampala, Mandi and Hayatki, Alagidos. And alongside of me today, the one, the only, Josiah Bender. Joe, how are you doing?
I'm here.
So let me get this out of the way real quick. Today is Tuesday, 11 a.m., and this is the Seminole Nation radio program. And I'll be your co-host, Jeremy Foltz, and we will be going over the happenings, the going-ons, the doodads, the whatnots, everything happening on the Seminole Nation of Oklahoma Reservation. We'll be kind of going over that stuff today and just kind of catching up from last week. And so, Joe, just 2 weeks, or actually about 8 days now, right?
Yeah, it's just been some slow days.
We've kind of taken a rest break from Seminole Nation days. Have you fully recovered yet?
No, honestly, I have not. I'm still tired, but we're here. You know what I mean?
You're here.
Work continues.
Work does continue, but it was a good. I still like to reminisce about the week that happened, and now we're on September 30th, getting into October. Odawaskathakal, and it's this weekend I went out to one of the ceremonial grounds. And man, that felt good out there.
Oh yeah, I bet
it felt real good. And this weekend, so let me back up. So Saturday, my hooktie Mika, she had a band competition in Yukon, Oklahoma. First of all, do you know how much it costs to get into a band competition in Yukon?
It costs to get into a band competition?
$15. It costs $15.
Now, these competitions, are they an all-weekend thing, or was it just... okay.
So they performed at 10:15 and didn't make the finals, and so our day was done early. Well, I say our day. They stayed until like 7 o'clock. I had to go pick her up back at her school about 7:15. She only, her school to Yukon's only about 5-10 minute drive.
Yeah.
But, man, they was there all day, and it's cost me $15 to wake up, go, watch it, come back home.
Sounds like it was a good time.
I took the book. It was on the football field, so I took my stadium chair.
Yeah,
get a little cushion. I sat on the stadium chair for, no joke, 10 minutes.
But as long as their performance, then I'm assuming?
Yeah. They performed. And I was like, oh, I guess we're done. So let me go ahead and pack up. And never went back out. 'Cause last year she performed early, got done. Me and my wife went and had a nice lunch, and then went back to the football field. And the second half of the day is usually longer because you got to wait for all those finalists to play. Man, not this time. We was in and out early.
Yeah, I was like, well, we'll just pick you up. We'll pick you up when you get back to school later.
Pretty much. That's how it was. But then, it was kind of hot out there that day. And so getting out and about on Saturday night was kind of nice. And it was breezy.
Mm-hmm.
So what'd you do this weekend, Joe?
Let's see. This weekend, oh, man, since Nation Days, I just feel like all of my days are kind of just all mushed together. But Friday, obviously, we have work. What happened Friday evening? Really nothing crazy. I just kind of stayed at home all weekend. Same thing with Saturday. I'm an Arkansas fan, so, all you listeners,
sorry.
Yeah, I say it, every other Saturday I say I'm an Arkansas fan. But, yeah, I watched the Arkansas game on Saturday. Like I said, kind of just hung out at the house, Saturday evening I kind of caught like a little, I'm not sure if it was allergies or what happened, but, my nose was running and I was coughing Saturday night. So I didn't do anything Saturday. But then Sunday, I normally go see my grandparents and them, but this Sunday was different. I haven't been home in a while on my weekends, because, 2 weeks ago I had the baby pageant, and then last week was Nation Days. So I haven't had like a full weekend just actually relaxing. So that's what I did this whole weekend, was just relaxed, hung out at the house, me and my dogs. When I mean my dogs, when I mean my dogs, I mean my literal dogs. And yeah, just hung out at the house and, just did some yard work, burned some branches. But other than that, overall was a relaxing weekend for me.
Good deal. And you talk about us. We put a lot in work in Nation Days week, and now we're kind of recovering. But this weekend was also Sucker Day down in Wetumpka. I know it's not on the Seminole Nation res, but it's just just east of where we're at. And my mom and them had a booth and stuff. I say a booth. They set up at their house because it's so close to where everything happens at.
Yeah.
And like my auntie, she sold out of her hamburgers before even 1 o'clock. And then, but the princesses, the royalty, the newly crowned Seminole Nation royalty was out there at Sucker Day, so that was good seeing them. And they've been busy, man, because they was at the Seminole High School homecoming parade already, and they've been hitting the ground running.
Hasn't even been a full week for them either, and they're already out, doing things and getting a lot of parades. But that's good. That's good. You want to see them out there being busy like that.
Yeah, definitely.
Being great ambassadors, huh?
Well, let's get into it a little bit. This Sunday will be October 5th, Odowaskathakal, and the 2025 Muskogee Seminole Nation, the MSW, Muskogee Seminole Wichita Association church service dates for this week are looking like Achina, Alabama Kosadi, Belvin Baptist, Cedar Springs, Hutchajeba, Little Coweta, Little Kosadi, Many Springs, Okmulgee Baptist, Prairie Springs, Spring Church, Weegulfkee, West Eufaula, Wewokaji, and Yardika, also Creek Chapel. And so also Indian Fellowship Baptist out of Oakhurst, first Sunday of the month meeting date will be happening this weekend as well. And so, again, if you go visit the church, a lot of our churches around here like to visit other churches. And so if you're planning on going to visit someone, you might just contact someone from that church. Make sure they're meeting in that afternoon, because sometimes they'll go off and visit another church, and you might show up and everyone's packed up already.
Uh-huh.
So it's always good. Just give them a call, because you never know. Our folks, they like the fellowship a little bit, and so Sunday afternoons is usually that time to do that.
I heard that. And, speaking of, churches doing certain events on Sundays and whatnot, we have a special church announcement. It's for First Responders Appreciation Sunday, to all first responders that selflessly give themselves day after day. High Springs Baptist Church invites you all to come join us for Sunday service and appreciation lunch. It'll be October 12th at 10:30 a.m. High Springs is approximately 5 miles south of Okemah off of I-40, and it's on Highway 27. The church sits on the west side of the highway, and it is easy to miss. But
No, it's not.
it's backed in those trees. So, if you're not paying attention, you'll see the sign. But
I think everyone knows where High Spring is at.
Well, for those that don't, you can't miss it.
You go around the curve, and it's on the right.
It's not a curve though.
Well,
It's up the hill. It's like a slight
hill.
little curve. Yeah. But it's right there, south of Okemah. All first responders, come on out. It's Appreciation Sunday for y'all. Like I said, it's at 10:30 on October 12th. Come out and come hang out.
And then every week we talk about the ones who started their journey, and we want to remember those members of the community and your thoughts and your prayers. And at this time, let's pause for a moment of silence. All right, Mado. And so moving into the government side of things and the news portion of the radio show, the Seminole Nation of Oklahoma is accepting applications for the General Counsel Secretary position. The Secretary of the General Counsel shall perform all duties related to and arising from meetings and activities of the General Counsel, including assurance of meetings, notices, attestations, and resolutions, ordinances, and other documents, and preparation of certified copies of such documents. The Secretary also coordinates the preparation, editing of documents for council meetings, issues official documents and packets for general counsel or for council meetings, takes notes and records council meetings, and transcribes the corresponding reports, resolution, or minutes. You can view the application of the Seminole Nation on the Seminole Nation of Oklahoma website, which is www.sno-nsn.gov, or you can go onto the Facebook page, the Seminole Nation of Oklahoma, and use the link from the announcement, and that'll take you straight to that page.
All right, and then we also have not really say an announcement, but on Tuesday, September 16th, the Boys and Girls Club of the Seminole Nation of Oklahoma hosted their annual banquet at First Baptist Church, which is the bridge here located in Seminole, Oklahoma. The night consisted of panel discussions for both the youth and adults. Also, a few Seminole Nation departments were recognized for their commitment in helping the youth with culture, language, and health, as well as a local Wowoka restaurant owner being recognized for his commitment for catering food to the Boys and Girls Club on multiple occasions. Hithi Mahi and Moto to all who make sure that the youth have a great experience over there at the Boys and Girls Club.
And I want to say a quick Moto to the Boys and Girls Club as well. We were one of the tribal partners that received an award, and it was great time. We had a great time being there, and it was nice being a tribal partner, because if we don't share our language with those kids, who is? And so we do the best we could as the language program to help out over there, and we do fun games. Even this summer when they had the summer camps over there, it was good getting over there and making a lot of friends, and hopefully the kids that went to the summer camp will remember some of the words, that we talked about, and enjoyed some of the activities. So Mado Hadam, Boys and Girls Club of the Seminole Nation of Oklahoma.
And then the Seminole Nation Diabetes Program, the Chafigny Wellness Center, is still closed until further notice. If you have any questions or you need to contact the CHR program, you can call 405-584-8093.
Yeah, they had a flood over there, so they're kind of in the cleaning up.
It's going to be a while, especially, yeah.
Okay, and also the Seminole Nation Diabetes Program has the Power Hour, which is taking place until November 20th, Thursdays from 6 to 7 p.m. at the Miccosukee Mission. So you can register. You could probably even just show up if you want to, but 405-652-1167. Now, don't get me in trouble if you say, well, Jeremy said I could just show up if I wanted to.
Yeah.
Try to call, give them a heads up. But you can also email cook.e@sno-nsn.gov.
All righty then, and moving on, if you have a story you want to tell us, an accomplishment or a local tribal business shout out for the Choga Talami, you can email the seminolemedia@gmail.com for consideration in the next community spotlight.
All right, and then if you're one of our members or listeners that happen to live in Wewoka, you might notice some construction going on around the trading post area. But they are still open. The Seminole Nation Division of Commerce wants to let everyone know that the Seminole Nation Trading Post has road construction that may have the entrance closed. But your favorite store is open and still ready to serve you, as they do every day. Follow the entrance off of 270 where the complex is, and then just come west and see them. It's the same hours, same friendly faces, just a slightly different route to the Wowoka Trading Post. Again, this is Highway 270 and 56. The entrance is where you'd go to the complex from. So again, the Seminole Nation Trading Post has 100% gas, 24-hour pay at the pump, public restroom, tobacco products, and food and drink available for purchase.
And great employees.
That's right.
And then we have an announcement from the Seminole Nation Adult Education Program. Get your GED. Secure your future today for a better tomorrow. Classes are open to the public, but only Seminole Tribe members have testing fees covered. The classes will be held Monday and Wednesday, either from 9 to 12 or 1 to 4 at 630 North Main Street, Seminole, Oklahoma. The required documents would be a Seminole Nation tribal membership card, a CDIB, a state ID, a completed application. 16 and 7-year-olds must have minor form completed. For more information, you can call 405-241-6801, or you can email harjo.d@sno-nsn.gov.
Okay, and then also higher ed, the BIA scholarship funding assistance for fall and spring semesters. About the scholarship, this scholarship program is available to assist qualifying tribal members who are seeking to obtain at least an associate's degree. There are part-time and full-time scholarships available. Students must be attending an accredited 2-year community college or 4-year university. This scholarship program is geared mainly towards undergraduate students. However, if funding is still available, graduate students may be able to receive scholarships as well and are encouraged to apply. Again, you can reach Dana at 405-241-6801 or go to the physical location, which is, Joe, do you know where higher ed is located?
By the Pink Laundry.
Just south of the Pink Laundry in Seminole, Oklahoma. But if you have any questions, you can email Dana at harjo.d@sno-nsn.gov or go visit her on the tribal website, sno-nsn.gov. All right, and also from the Housing Authority of the Seminole Nation of Oklahoma, the Boys and Girls Club's looking for a few different positions: a chief executive officer, which is sometimes known as a CEO. Also, the Housing Authority of the Seminole Nation of Oklahoma is looking for an account tech 2, which is sometimes referred to as accountant. And then the third position is a part-time homeowner assistance manager. And then they also have a part-time program coordinator position open. So if you are interested in any of these positions, you can submit your information to the Housing Authority of Seminole Nation of Oklahoma. Attention, Administrative Officer at P.O. Box 1493 or at 120 West 4th Street in Wewoka, Oklahoma, 74884. Or you can apply online at hasnok.com or email the administrative officer at hasnoc.org. Or you can always call 405-257-6604.
Sounds good. All righty, then today is the last day that the Seminole Nation ARPA clothing program is accepting applications. The deadline was September 30th, but it started back on July 1st. You must be a Seminole Nation tribal member. It's a $200 clothing Visa card for each member pre-K through 12th grade. In order to make this process faster, please ensure all information on the application is complete. This includes the full Social Security number and the last 6 digits of the clothing card. Incomplete applications will not be processed and will be returned. Disbursements are based on availability of funds. For more information, you can call 405-382-0549, or they also have a number just in case that one isn't working. You can call 405-257-7200, extension 9827.
All right. And then also from the language program, we're always looking for speakers that speak Muskogee. And so if you'd like to help us translate or be a part of our adult immersion program, also we have some curriculums that we're working on. Feel free to come be a part of our program. We ask that you just give us a call, 405-562-5567. And you can always call us for more questions, or if you're not sure how you could help, or if you just even want to help, give us a call. Come talk to us, and we can show you what the program looks like. And I say the program, what our program works on, and see if you might want to be a part of that. And if so, we can always probably find a spot for you. The Seminole Nation also has elder audio recordings from the language program. This is something that we provided last year regarding a grant that we received, but just due to the history and everything that we would like to preserve, the language program still invites people out to come and record stories, songs, family history, tribal history, speeches in the Muskogee language. This is a service for the community and future generations, and whoever comes out that records that, they'll receive a file or a CD of the audio recording, and then the language program will archive the audio recording and just maintain that for future learning opportunities. And you can always give us a phone call again at 405-562-5567. Or if you want to give us an email, you can email language@sno-nsn.gov. Again, that's LANGUAGE@sno-nsn.gov.
That's a lot of good information right there. But alrighty, moving forward, the Seminole Nation Royalty Princess Closet. The Seminole Nation Princess Committee is looking for patchwork dresses, patchwork skirts, ribbon skirts, or material in all shapes and sizes to be added to a closet that current and future Seminole princesses would wear during their reign. All donations will be kept with the committee and will stay for future reigns to share, and anything will help. Please contact Jessica Helms at 405-683-0033.
Okay, and then also from the OAP, the Older American Program, located at the Miccosukee Mission, is open and serving meals Monday through Friday, 11 to 12:30. Also, individuals 54 years of age and under can purchase a meal tray for only $7 cash. Again, this is at the beautiful Miccosukee Mission. The Miccosukee Mission Center is open and serving meals, again, Monday through Friday from 11 to 12:30. So if you're looking for a meal, if you're an elder and you're hungry, give them a phone call, 405-233-4441. And then they also make accommodations for people that transport elders there. And so there's a lot of good things that happen at the OAP, so give them a phone call. We don't have a menu updated yet for October.
Yeah.
But as soon as we do, you can guarantee that we will share that, because you know why, Joe?
Because it's worth it.
And it is the best meal deal if you're 54 years of age and younger that you can get for $7 cash only. That's why.
Okay. Moving forward. The Seminole Nation of Oklahoma has been accepting light heat cooling assistance applications. They began on June 23rd. Applications will be accepted at 36646 Highway 270, the Social Services Office. Priority will be given to elders, disabled, families with children under the age of 5, and there is a limited number of air conditioning units available. Eligible requirements: you must be enrolled in a federally recognized tribe, must reside in the service area of Seminole County. Household's income level must not exceed greater of 150% of the state's poverty level. Copies of your CDIB for everyone in the household, copies of your Social Security card, and pay stubs. Am I missing anything? Recent electric bill. And then also, for more questions or additional information, you can contact 405-786-5025.
All right. And then also, just a note from our Tribal Employees Rights Office, or better known as TURO. They're still looking for general laborers to help get skills banked. And so if you're out there and you're looking for a job or looking for work, the skills bank is something that you can come in, fill out, almost like an application, but it lets them know what you have skills in. And so that way, if people are looking for general laborers to come, they can help better match maybe people that's looking for some work. And also, there are 2 departments helping folks with gas and uniforms. And some of this you can only use a certain amount of time, but you must live within the Seminole Nation jurisdiction. So that's JPT and also TURO. But you can, if you have any questions regarding any of the skills bank or general labor opportunities, give Megan a call, 405-666-0857. And then also coming up tonight, the Muskogee language class that's been happening in Cromwell, Oklahoma. Tonight is instructed by Mr. Edwin Marshall. And so if you're looking on how to speak the language, learn some words, and recite the alphabet. I think even reading a little bit, a little bit of everything. I think Edwin tells some stories as well. Might be a good class for you to go to. Only 2 hours, so 6:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. And again, like I said, tonight we'll be instructed by Edwin at the Cromwell Indian Community Center at 417 North Shawnee Avenue in Cromwell, Oklahoma. Joe, do you know where Shawnee Avenue is in Cromwell?
No, I didn't even know there was a Shawnee Avenue in Cromwell.
There is a Shawnee Avenue in Cromwell, Oklahoma. But even if you don't know where it's at, if you just go down that main road, it will be on the west side of the road.
It's Cromwell. There's only 2 streets. You know what I mean? You either go down the first one or the second one.
The first one is the one that high school's on.
If you're coming from the south side,
see, that's why you need to know where Shawnee Avenue is. And then also, one of our friends, Kevin, asked us to read this. So shout out to Kevin. But Sand Creek Eufaula Baptist Church is having their annual gospel singing coming up this Saturday on October 4th. The start time will be 7 o'clock until the last singer. And so if you get there and you sign up, you might not go on till like 2 or 3, but that's all right because they said they're going to wait around until the last singer. And so if you're coming from Highway 270 and Highway 56, go south 1 mile, turn west, and go another 1.25 miles. The MC will be David Little. And if you know gospel singings and if you know Sand Creek Eufaula, they're going to have a really good concession. So they said the concession will be available that night or this weekend, and so make sure you get out there and get a good burger. And then they also said Sand Creek Eufaula Baptist Church is not responsible for any damages or accidents.
And then we have some more community news. The Frank Fixico Factor Family Reunion Potluck will be happening on Sunday, October 12th from 1 to 4 p.m. Doors open at noon. It'll be at the Okemah Muskogee Nation Indian Community Center located at 112 South Woody Guthrie Road, Okemah, Oklahoma, 74859. For more information, you can contact David Frank at 539-299-2423.
All right. And then a month or two ago, our friend David Frank from Tloptlaco had a documentary showing called Searching for Tloptlaco. It was a history of their tribal town. And so now it's making its way to the First Americans Museum at the Five Moons Theater. It's going to be showing October 19th at 1 p.m. and at 6 p.m. And so if you're out of the jurisdiction or out of the area and you wanted to see this documentary, it's free admission. Again, it's going to be happening at the First Americans Museum there in Oklahoma City. And so 659 First Americans Boulevard at OKC, which happens to be right next door to Okana.
That's right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All righty then. And then also the 50th annual, in quotations, the big one, Wowoka, Oklahoma Sorghum Festival will be held October 25th.
Ooh, I think that'll be a good one. There's a little under a month away. I went last year to the 49th annual one.
Yeah.
And it was pretty good. They had a lot of vendors there, and so I enjoyed myself. But I want to say a quick shout out and a big Hili Mahi, the Courtney Little Axe, Seminole tribal member. Courtney is an indigenous fashion designer making history in Milan for Milan Fashion Week. She is the granddaughter of Seminole tribal member Georgia Little Axe and the late Danny Little Axe, senior daughter of Ronnie Little Axe. She also represents the Northern Cheyenne and Absentee Shawnee tribes, making history in Milan. Do you know where Milan's at, Joe?
It's Europe, ain't it?
Let's narrow it down a little bit more.
No, it's in Europe.
That's Italy.
It's Italy. Italy. It's in Italy. Is that it?
Yeah. We have some Halloween events coming up that we wanted just to give no flyers quite yet, but they were announced in the directors meeting that we had on Friday, so that way the folks kind of know about it. On October 30th, the OAP Elder Halloween will be taking place during lunch hour And then also October 31st, trunk or treat at the gym, and this is for the Head Start kids. And they usually do a trunk or treat, and it's a good time. And so that'll take place at the gym. You got birthdays?
Good deal. Yeah, here we go. Happy birthday to Tiffany Samilton Robertson from our very own child care. Happy birthday to Sarah Factor, who also works in our COAT program. And then happy birthday to Kyle Berryhill. Shout out to Sasakwa. And then Monique Carpenter, who is a Tezagaya Harjo band rep. And then Marissa Proctor and Julia Spotted Bird. Happy birthday.
All right. And you can catch the rebroadcast of this radio show on the Facebook page, YouTube, or tribal website, sno-nsn.gov, for the Seminole Nation of Oklahoma every Wednesday around 8 p.m. If you have news or announcements you want to share on the community and events Facebook page, please email the communications staff at seminolemedia@gmail.com or call 405-652-7251. And as always, tune in every Tuesday right here on KWSH 97.7 FM at 11 a.m. or the legendary 1260 a.m. and streaming live on kwshradio.com to the masses worldwide. And so, anything else, Joe?
Muddo.
All right, we'll see you later, Muddo.